happened on February 26th. Let's get into it. We don't have 4 games, so it's going to be a quick one. The first game is the Raptors beat the Indiana Pacers 130-122. Great win for the Raptors. RJ played well, 24 points, 11 for 16. But again, not much defensive stats. 5 assists is good. 0 for 3 from the free throw line. He's still kind of the same player he is. He put up some counting numbers, but the efficiencies are just horrible. Horrible. Scotty Bombs had 5 blocks. What a beast. 12 rebounds, 12 assists. He's going to get maybe overdrafted a little bit high next year. He's still got a lot of weaknesses in fantasy, right? Like the efficiencies, and if the defensive stats don't come back the same level, he's gonna fall pretty big. Jacob Poeltl, 15 points, 10 rebounds, and a block, played all right, but just 21 minutes. Gary Trent Jr. Minutes are good, but just really not doing much at the moment. But again, if you need threes, he's been getting 30 plus minutes every game now. So he has some value. So I don't mind just rostering him and see how things go, especially if I need steals and threes. Emmanuel Quickly, 3 threes, 2 steals and a block with 2 assists and 19 points. One of his best games in a while, I think. He hasn't been playing well at all. And we look at the Pacers. Benedict Mathurin, I think we got to roster him until Aaron Nesmith comes back, right? Really, really good here. Pascal Siakam had a big game, and Miles Turner, 2 blocks. Okay, finally started blocking some shots. Andrew Nembhard, I think we could still just hold on to him, see how things go. He plays 27 minutes, didn't really do much, had a steal and a block. But he's been getting 30 plus minutes, right? This game, I think Benedict is just playing too well for him to get any minutes. And Tyrese Halliburton also had a pretty rough game. The Raptors do a great job shutting down point guards. I don't know what it is. I mean, historically, like when Curry plays Raptors because of the length of their team, but they traded away a bunch of guys, but they still do a great job on point guards. Even though the coaches have been different, right? The personnel have been different. TJ McConnell had 4 assists and 10 points. He's not really fantasy relevant unless, as we all know, unless Tyrese Halliburton is out. Moving on to the next one, the Detroit. This is a wild game. This is a wild game. Detroit was winning by 1 point. They got the ball. All-Star Thompson was dribbling the ball up court, and it seems like he got fouled pretty hard, but no foul called. Nick Soliowe had an N1. The game is over. All-Star Thompson is an absolutely must roster. 3 steals. Not the best game here, but we got to roster him. 0 for 2 from the free throw line. That's his issues. Next year, we're going to draft this guy. But remember, probably best idea to punt free throws. If you're already punting free throws, you should take All-Star Thompson a little bit higher, too. He does pretty much everything else. He even takes some threes. Simone, he's been getting huge minutes. He's a guy that we could stream, no problem. If you're looking for threes and some other things. Jalen Duren, finally, the defensive stats are coming in. After 3 months of just absolutely nothing, 2 or 3 months of no defensive, still in the block here. 16 rebounds and 11 points. Pretty good. Kate Cunningham with 32 points and 8 assists, 5 threes. Great. He's been playing, better lately, I would say. Jaden Ivey played just 24 minutes. If you want Jaden Ivey, I think it's okay to still have him. 7 for 7 from the free throw line. Like, he's going to get 30 plus minutes, I think, most nights. For the New York Knicks, how about Josh Hart? 23 points, 3 threes, 8 for 17, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals and a block. He's just been getting crazy minutes. Dante was playing well last week. This week, he still had a good game with 5 threes and 21 points. But he wasn't getting like 40 plus minutes. Josh Hart now is. Isaiah Hartenstein's minutes started creeping back up again with 8 rebounds, 4 assists, and a block. He's a hold, obviously. And Jalen Brunson, another big game. Randall's going to be back next month. But before that, Jalen is just going to average 30 points pretty much. Everything's going through him. And he had 12 assists and 2 steals as well. Precious Achiuwa is a must roster until Randall comes back. He played just 33 minutes here. He was getting something like crazy, 40 minutes. Moving on to the next one, the Brooklyn Nets beat the Grizzlies 111-86. Dennis Schroeder started because Ben Simmons now came off the bench. Ben Simmons is not a must roster. I think he's been out for so long, and it just doesn't seem like they're gonna give him 4 minutes, and he's gonna miss a lot of games. So he's not a must roster. So it's unfortunate if you held on to him all year expecting great things. I don't think this season is really it. The injury concerns, his back. He's got some nerve issues on his back. I don't know if he did surgery or what. He's got to take care of. Dennis Schroeder had 5 assists, 18 points. Okay, that helps Dennis Schroeder a little bit. But on a bad team, sometimes you only get 20 minutes. So I don't think Schroeder is a must roster. Cam Thomas is a must roster though. 14 points, 3 threes, and 5 assists is all right. Claxton played just 21 minutes now because De'Ron Sharp is back. He still had a steal and 3 blocks. Dorian Finney-Smith and then Mikal Bridges. Mikal Bridges is just no good this year. 2 steals and 11 points, and Dorian Finney-Smith ended with 13. They have so many 3-and-D guys. They're hoarding all the 3-and-D guys. They need to trade some of these guys away. Well, they did trade away Royce O'Neal already, and he's playing well in Phoenix. For the Grizzlies, just disappointing across the board. Nobody played over 30 minutes. Jaren Jackson Jr. goes 2 for 12 with 2 steals and blocks. Jaren Jackson Jr. has been another disappointing fantasy this year. Obviously, with all the injuries, you can't really predict that. But his block numbers just not there. Maybe it's because he's got to take so much effort offensively. You can't afford to get into foul trouble. Can't aggressively go for those blocks. But yeah, he has not been good all year. Zion Williams, he's been starting, getting good minutes, but he's not doing much. Even Vince Williams, for a little while he was playing well, getting a lot of minutes. But just because Grizzlies is so bad, right? Naturally, you're not gonna get as many assists and as many points, right? Because offensively they're not scoring that many points, and they get blown out. Now he plays 25, so it really depends on his defensive stats. Luke Kennard had 11 points. Like if you need threes, you could stream him, and Gigi Jackson goes 1 for 13. Pretty wild stuff for this Grizzlies team. They play a lot of guys that don't even have a picture. There's one guy on their bench who they played did not even have a picture. The next game is the Miami Heat beat the Kings 121-120. How about Delon Wright? How about him? We gotta stream him. If Jimmy Butler and Tyler Hero, these guys were out, we gotta stream him. 5 assists, 2 steals and block. This is what he does with 2 threes, playing 35 minutes. Duncan Robinson goes 1 for 11, but did have 11 assists, so that's surprising. Ben Adebayo, big game offensively, 28 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists, and added 2 steals and block. Great stuff. And Triple J went 12 for 17. Yeah, with all these guys out, Delon Wright is a must roster. Kwame Walker Jr. must roster. Must stream, I should say. Caleb Martin, right? Why would you check the status? All those 3 guys can be legit top 50 players for 1 week while playing 30 plus minutes. And they also beat the Kings with everybody out. That is crazy. And then we have De'Aaron Fox and Sabonis going off. Sabonis just 14 points, but another triple-double from him. Crazy stuff, and played 40 minutes. De'Aaron Fox, another game with 3 steals and a block. Crazy. 8 rebounds, 6 assists, 27 points. You just cannot stop this man. But, obviously the Kings did not win. But De'Aaron Fox, you cannot stop him from getting those steals. Last week, he probably averaged over how should I say it? Over 2 point. Checking last month. Oh my God. Last month, he averaged 2.9 steals. Last 2 weeks is probably even higher. Because there were a couple games, he's just swiping like 5 steals. Crazy stuff from Fox lately. And Kevin Huerter played high minutes. Keegan Murray finally a great game, 28 points, 3 steals and a block, but they're not able to win, unfortunately. And Malik Monk, just 21 minutes off the bench, but he's still a must roster. In 21 minutes, he gets 7 assists, which is quite impressive with 2 steals and 8 points. His minutes are going to fluctuate, but even in 20 minutes, he put up this line, which makes me a must roster in category leagues. And that's it, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.